Well, I made it through the last 2 episodes, and I have to say they didn't disappoint. It remained a full-on, completely batshit crazy, trouser-busting carnival of tub-thumping uber-feminist raging against the patriarchal machine overlaid with a thick incendiary, deep-fried finger-licking coating of social justice, warmongering wokery, utter comedy gold. For a kick-off, the Inupiat activists slap what looks like black tar over their mouths and stage a demonstration. The state troopers are called in to crack some skulls. Navarro's one of them, but she starts in on the overzealous troopers instead and rescues Danvers' stepdaughter, only for Danvers to throw the unruly girl in a cell for the night. Tough love, eh? To cut a long story short, as the saying goes, Danvers' toy policeman Pryor Jr. blows his own father's brains out in Danvers' kitchen. Why, you may wonder? Well, his ultra-misogynistic, corrupt and twisted daddy had just executed a witness and was about to whack Danvers. He's been working for the mine company and confesses that although he didn't kill Annie, he moved her body. When Navarro turns up and surveys the carnage, she and Danvers realize there's another way into the cave system where Annie was murdered. Since they have to go, they leave Pryor Jr. to clean up the mess, the dead bodies, advising him to get help from Fiona Shaw to deep six his old man's corpse beneath the ice. There's a hell of a storm raging when the dynamic duo breaches the cave system and pratfall around in the ice tunnels. This is the legendary Night Country. Down there they catch sight of Clark, the lone survivor of the research team, and Annie's lover, who runs off. Furthermore, they find extensive laboratories in the tunnels and a huge fossilized organism frozen in the ice that the scientists were running tests on and experimenting with. A ladder leads up to a circular metal hatch which turns out to be a hidden entrance to the research facility. Hunting Clark through the joint, he first locks Danvers in a freezer and knocks Navarro unconscious with a fire extinguisher. She comes round though when he least expects it and beats the living shit out of him. Go on, hit him some more, girl. Give me the man and I'll give you mincemeat. Then the 2 cops torture and interrogate him. Soon all is revealed and it all concludes. Now before we continue, let me just warn you, I'm going to mercilessly spoil it. No sugarcoating, I'll fucking wreck it. So you can stop now if that's something you don't want. But if you want to know, then I'm more than happy to tell you how shit goes. Okay, let's move it. Who killed Annie and why? Annie found out about the experiments in the ice caves and that the mining corporation who owned the research facility got the scientists to falsify the pollution data, making it seem within acceptable limits. But more nefarious than that, the scientists got the mining company to increase their output of pollutants to soften the permafrost so they could more easily access the frozen organism and accelerate their work. Work which Annie, in a rage, infiltrated the labs in the ice tunnels and physically destroyed. When the scientists found her amidst the wreckage, they attacked, beat and stabbed her. She wasn't quite dead, so Clark stepped in and suffocated her. Then the mine executive got Pryor Sr. to move the body to some random location. Pryor Sr. cut her tongue out on his own initiative just for shits and giggles. Give me the man and I'll give you maniacal. What happened to the scientists? Well, the domestic staff, all women, one of whom had found the hidden hatch into the ice tunnels, attacked the facility en masse wielding shotguns and rifles to avenge Annie. They herded the scientists at gunpoint into a truck, took them out into the icy wastes, made them strip naked, and left them there to die. Clark escaped by going into the tunnels and holding the hatch shut. Being sort of nuts, he believed the facility was being attacked by Annie, who had somehow come back from the dead. But it was the cleaners and cooks, the Mrs. Mops and Miss Meal deals what done it, Gov. Give me the man and I'll give you mansicles. What happens to Clark? Navarro puts him outside the research facility in a blizzard where he freezes to death. Give me the man, I'll give you more mansicles. What happens to Danvers? Well, she covers everything up. Goes along with the narrative that the deaths of the scientists were due to a freak weather incident. She faces down 2 investigators in the inquiry and has answers for everything. They can't pin anything on her, and the women who killed the scientists are let off the hook. Got clean away. What happens to Navarro? After she saves Danvers' life and the pair reconcile, expressing the kinship, bond, respect, and yes, commitment they feel for each other, she voluntarily disappears into the icy wastes. To walk the earth, I am not shitting you, this is what happens, like some sort of mythic feminist warrior Kwai Chang Caine entity. Danvers and her stepdaughter, they are reconciled, form a stronger bond built on mutual trust and respect. And Pryor Jr., still Danvers' bitch. Give me the man, I'll give you man bitch. The mine? Oh, that closes, so there are no more jobs and everyone is out of work and we'll all die. Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. They won't die. Well, some will. natural causes. Some will commit suicide, I imagine. One or two might kill one another. But really, there's closure of a sort, and it's a happy ending, yeah? Look, the Inupiat people get what they wanted. There's some rough justice meted out. Those nasty men are all killed by women. The women get away with it, and so, it's all good. I had so much fun with this show, it was unreal. The reasons have been explained and explored in more detail in my previous video about it, so I'm not going to repeat myself. You can always go watch it if you want. Thematically, there was always something of a consistent thread going on leading to the reveal that the scientists, the toxic male patriarchy, who were all villains as we suspected, were taken out by the righteous matriarchy who were quite justifiably allowed to get away with murder. Those boys killed one of theirs, yes, and aided and abetted in the polluting of the land, resulting in stillbirths and other aberrations and ailments. So it's only fair and socially just. I've just heard or read online rather that True Detective has been renewed for a 5th season with the same showrunner, Issa Lopez. Unfortunately, it won't be a continuation of Night Country, so no more Danvers and Navarro, which I think is a shame. I will sincerely fucking miss them. Between them, they had more balls than the sweetmeat platter in a testicle eating contest. Still, I'm hoping the next one will be just as estrogen-pumped, menopausally histrionic, teeming with hyperinflated misandry, and plain over-the-top hilarious as its predecessor, because I'm gonna be first in line to watch it. Thank you for your time and attention. Once more, it's good night from me, and it's good night from him, her, he, she, they, them, that, thou, those, thee, and it. Good night, country!